What's under the umbrella of what you guys have?
Night of the Cadillacs.
Night of the Cadillacs was the original idea, and they had all these different gangs.
Yeah.
So we were like, we want a Latina gang, we want a female Asian girl gang, we want the scrappy kind of Ventura, OC, like scrappy punk dudes, you know, and we wanted these kind of like slick, handsome, kind of like old school Matt Dillon kind of crew of lady killers, these guys.
Like the Outsiders type of thing?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
And very drugstore cowboy, Matt Dillon era. And then we
The Chamberlains.
the Chamberlains, we wanted
English.
we wanted a
rude
like
boy.
posh, like British black, kind of like TSA's, Bentleys, not West Coast, but more like England, grime, the drill music, grime, like that kind of Jamaican accent, Jamaican British accent. If I'm not messing that up right now, but something like that has a different vibe to it.
A lot of different cultures and, different groups. I mean, that's reflective of the world, right? You want to show, what the world is and how many different people there are and how unique we are, right? What are some of your favorite characters within each gang? Or gang, is gang the right term? I didn't
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
They're all gangs. I mean, shit. You got our guy Stiv. He's like the pretty boy, lady lover. All the ladies love him, You got the Stitches is kind of like, perfect for me and Brock, those kind of characters.
I love that name, the Stitches.
The Stitches. And then you got like Killtown is the, Korean Asian girls that are just badass, hot, they'll fuck you up.
Yeah.
They'll ruin your life. And then the cholas is our, like they're shape-shifting cholas that are sexy, tattooed, gangbangers. And they're fucking sick with their fangs and they'll ruin your life too.
Yeah.
And they got these crazy fucking razor ribbon lassos that rip people's heads off. They're
Sick.
And then you got the Chamberlains,
Yeah.
which he was just elaborating on, and that was our, like Ghost Royce. He's like a, what would you like?
Yeah, he's got like dreads. They have this kind of like crazy makeup because what we really wanted to make sure was like nothing's normal, like everything's stylized. Like everyone's got to have a cool style. So style is like really important to us. So we didn't want anybody to just be plain like you could do a drama. No one fits in a drama, right? So like all the Chamberlains have like this face paint and grills and they wear these really nice suits, and we're inspired by a lot of old kind of 70s movies too from that era, like with Pam,
for sure.
Pam Grier and stuff. Just
Yeah.
like that cool flavor, So those are the primary, and then they all live in a place called Blood World City, and that's run by a guy named Papa Duke, who's like this Serbian.
I love that name too, Papa Dude.
And he has a sister, and then he has a wife that he stole. He was in love with this woman, and she was married to another woman, and he threw her wife off a balcony and then basically made her marry him. He's like the worst person in the world. Right?
Yeah.
He's awful.
Sounds like he gets what he wants though.
He's a psycho maniac, and he has this kind of sidekick named Ives who follows him around everywhere and does a lot of grimy stuff for him. He's
Like his mini-me.
Yeah, we really wanted, if he's kind of running the show, because all these gangs are really serious people,
Yeah.
we needed him to be just the most awful person ever, so that they know that he's got something above all of them, so he needs to be feared.
Yeah, I think that's really smart with villains, right? You kind of have different tiers of villains, and you can really have fun with that of like who's afraid of who and like who can beat who, 100%.
Yeah, So
And it's hard to create that too. It's not the easiest thing to like really develop those characters. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what we kind of dreamed of was we were able to have a couple of things go our way recently, and we were able to get different collaborators to speak on behalf of the characters, right? So we have a Latina writer writing Lipstick Cliqa. We have a Korean woman writing the Kill Town. We have a gentleman in Brooklyn and in Miami. They're a team writing for the Chamberlains. You know, we wanted to make sure the voices speaking on their behalf were as authentic as possible to the culture.
Yep.
So, and we've staffed. We have like even the people writing for Papa Duke. We have an amazing writer named Amy. She's writing his voice, and then we have this amazing writer named Anna writing the stitches, which are like all scrappy dudes, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So different writers for different groups.
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting.
So we have all of them writing separately at the same time,
Yeah.
and then we let them know if there's a time narrative that would clash. So if there's Lipstick Cliqa stories being written over here, and then the Killtown stories being written over here, we have to monitor that they don't crisscross a date that's wrong, or
Yep.
you know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
I mean, you know,
Consistency in the canon, right? You want the canon to be, consistent. There's another word for it that I'm trying to think of right now, but absolutely. Canon is so important.
yeah.
Keeping all that.
And one of our partners, Mark, he's been in the studio system forever. He works, I think, does a lot of work with Amblin and stuff,
Nice.
and he's really like micro with that stuff.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
What made you want to go down the vampire route?
I don't know.
Well, you wanted to do Lost Boys meets the Warriors.
Yeah.
So Lost Boys is just,
Yeah.
such a classic film, and the Warriors is such a classic film. You make that hybrid of vampire street gangs, which you really have never seen besides a Blade-ish vibe that, their underworld is kind of ganged up.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
you have those two gems and you mix it together and you loop it into today's culture with what's going on in our world today. You have something kind of fresh and new, and we stay away from having cloaks and tight pants, and we don't want superhero shields. We don't
No
want
Dracula.
No.
we want it to be as grimy, as street as possible. We want them to talk like we talk, street guys, or, anybody that's from that culture. That's how they talk. You want them to have that, so they speak to that audience, They speak to, you want the authenticity to be really from the world we're creating, even though they're from, Blood World City, which is a parallel universe anyway to our world. It's a completely different place, but, at the same time, who knows? We might have a parallel universe somewhere out there. There could be a whole nother podcast happening 7 billion miles away. You know what I mean? You just never know.
There probably is, in fact.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. I
Are
believe that.
we
shit.
able to monetize on those ones as well? Bring them back to us.
No. No comment. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to drop a like if you enjoyed the video.
And subscribe and hit the bell for a whole lot more to come.